We Selonians can do lying, but we have no practice at it. We see it as a bad thing, not a little bad thing, as with you, but a big bad thing, like murder. Drachmas. What's going on, guys? I'm the Walrus Jedi, and as you've seen in the intro, we're talking about Selonians. So if you like these alien species videos, then please consider liking and subscribing and hitting the notification bell for more. Feel free to suggest any aliens for future episodes of the show in the comments. And without further ado, Selonia. Located in the Karelian system, this oceanic world was one of the 5 brothers, the others being Karelia, Draal, and the twin worlds of Talus and Tralis. Despite being a water world, Selonia was quite industrialized, mainly making vessels fit for local space, in orbital shipyards. To get around the water, the Selonians dug miles and miles of tunnels under the planetary surface, connecting all the Selonian dens. There was a volcanic range of mountains, known to the natives as the Cloudland Peaks, as the peaks were obscured. The water world was not too far from Karelia, so it was easily identified amongst the many stars on Karelia. Selonia has a diameter of 14,033 kilometers. It has 26 hours in its day and 355 days in a year. Selonians and a small mix of Chalactan, Duros, Ithorian, Mandalorians, Selkath, Rhodians, and Celestins populate this world. The language spoken there is Mandaba. It has a population of about 16 million, 99% of which are Selonian, and, the various other species make up 1%. They export Selonian marble. Selonians. This carnivorous furred species stood upon 2 legs, and they were quite tall, ranging from 1.8 to 2.2 meters, with the females being capable of even greater heights. While on Selonia, they went sans clothing, but abroad they donned fitting attire wherever they went. A half-meter tail balanced their bodies when standing erect. It even could serve as a blunt weapon in combat. Clawed and possessing excellent vision in the dark, Selonians were a formidable lot. They could live 75-plus years, and the bulk of the population were infertile females. About 1% of Selonians were male, and 0.2% were fertile females. The Selonians were a firm believer in the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Selonians were similar to insectile species, as they had more of a hive-like mentality. You had a den, which was a single fertile female, who was the queen or den mother, a brace of fertile males, and a host of infertile females. There were septs who were sired from the same male, and thus looked identical to each other. Fertile Selonians weren't highly respected, viewed similarly as breeding stock by the Selonians. There formed an overden, who were in charge of the whole planet. Despite seeming primitive, these space otters were quite tech-savvy. Female warriors were the norm, and they crafted their own glaives in a manner reminiscent of how Jedi crafted their sabers. Most Selonians, while not exactly xenophobic, weren't the biggest fans of non-Selonians, but there were a few factions of Selonians who practiced alien hate. The Overden, the Sicorian Triad, and the Absolutists. Mandaba, their language was called, both spoken and written. Selonia was spared imperial domination due to them keeping to themselves, but the destruction of Alderaan and the rebel victories in the Civil War, including at Endor, inspired Selonia to join the rebellion. During the Karelian crisis, Selonia was heavily affected, along with the other planets in the Karelian sector. They feature quite prominently in the Karelian trilogy. Well, that is a bit about Selonia and the Selonians. Let me know if you learned anything new about these space otters, and again, feel free to share in the comments any alien species that you would like to see a future episode on. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and until next time, thanks for watching.